Working out of the gun, Daniels. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there, and they're able to come up with the first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. To throw is Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Seven 0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Eddie Goldman in on that play defensively, and he finishes it off behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive. And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Tracy going to get it on first down. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go, Shaq. Rocco leading. Jack Panther.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Giants at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll drop to throw. That's caught left side by Neighbors. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. On the jet sweep, here's Neighbors. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's go.
One back in the backfield, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Ready,
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. He's got it up to the 15. Showed off some fancy footwork there on the play. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Daniels looking to throw.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
They go play action. Daniels.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone. Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now Daniels.
Caught by the top. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go, shot. Cowboy 80.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, these two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Giants with a road victory, so they'll look for the sweep here in MetLife Stadium.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now back to throw.
That one taken in by Neighbors.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Throwing now is Daniels.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To the air goes Daniels.
Zach Ertz has it complete.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Jaden Daniels.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Raymond bringing it out.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Here we go. Here we go.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to go for a big play downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
And while we weren't quite there yet, you had to start to wonder if there's going to be any life left in this team. And that big return, that could be the exact spark to get them right back into this game.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
From the 43, here's second down and 7.
Here we go. Set.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
Runs through the contact. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
In every game, teams are looking for that momentum shift, and that run there, the offense feels like, hey, maybe we can get something going, but defensively, they've slowed them down the entire game. They don't want to turn into more. They're going to try and figure out a way to take it back on this next play.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Let's go. Come 19. Come 19. 79 Bronco. Warrior 70. Hut, hut.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got it at the 15. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Looking to throw.
Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Ready? Go!
Back to throw here. He sets up the screen to Jones. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A skip. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Dorrance Armstrong in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Gano's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
To throw is Daniels. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
7 Pirates. 19 tight. 19 tight. Street. Panther 11.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. Room here to run.
Now inside the 25.
Breaks through the contact.
And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stump that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Flushed out right.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Jaden Daniels.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And they can't bring him down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Flush to his right. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Washington on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It got his man complete.
And he is going to have the Giants first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Ready.
2nd and 6.
That's caught downfield by Neighbors.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Go.
Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Go.
Back to throw again. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Jalen Hyatt,
His 6th touchdown of the season.
and the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Complete at the 1. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 8.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
18,
Now Daniels. That is caught. He will have the first down and a bit more. Touchdown, Washington. Deebo Samuel, 42 yards. And the Commanders are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Extra point by Marr, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. He'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
got it. Ready? Let's go.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Jones has it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll drop to throw.
That ball caught by Slayton.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Darius Slayton, 27 yards. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field.
2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And this was a little bit of the knock on him coming out of college. Sometimes the concentration could wander a bit. This should have been a big play, but somehow he's not able to corral it.
Final 90 seconds here. It's 2nd and 10. That one taken in by Neighbors.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3.
Let's go now.
They'll look to throw here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Commanders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Hands it off out of the gun.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for Washington, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.